Hey guys, it's me Rebecca. So this will be another weekly vlog, and in this vlog I will be reading Bunny by Mona Awad. I did just start this morning. I'm on page 28, and so far I'm intrigued. This follows Samantha, who is at this MFA program at this like New England school that's quite prestigious, and it's like a very small cohort, I believe that's the term. It's in her like creative writing class, and there's like kind of two cohorts. One's like a creative writing fiction one, and one's like for poets, and she's in a creative writing one. And it's her and these four other girls, and these four other girls are part of a group, and they call each other Bunny. Always like, hey Bunny, hi Bunny, I love you Bunny. It's this. She finds it so irritating. And her friends, her friend at the same school, just like to make fun of them. But Samantha is also like kind of an outsider because she doesn't come from the same prestige as the others in her school, and her writing can be a bit dark and twisted and whatnot. Like, I'm kind of hoping we see it because I like that kind of writing. But yeah, so far I'm intrigued and I'm liking it, and I do like how the school takes place. It's known as a prestigious school, but when they're doing tours of it for incoming freshmen, they don't take into matter like that area. Like it's not the safest, it's not like the best city to live in. So yeah, and I couldn't help but think of, it sounds similar to a university in my state. Like, it's a prestigious university, but it's not in the safest city. So yeah, and it's quite prestigious to go to this university. Like, I do like the realities of that, and but Samantha also has her own demons, I guess, in a sense. It seems like she had this relationship with a professor, I believe, called the Lion. So yeah, I'm intrigued about like what's gonna happen with that. And yeah, I'm not sure how. I don't think I'm gonna go into spoilers with this one, but since it's a dark academia that takes place in the region I live in, I decided why not. Like, I just have fun reading dark academia books because it's just a bit funny to me, and in a sense, like, I might not have gone to a prestigious school, but I live in New England. I majored in liberal arts, so I kind of have to have a good laugh at that. So yeah, let's see what I think of this novel, and let's see what the rest of my week looks like. Today is currently Sunday, and I think today I'm just planning to stay home. So yeah, now that you know where am I from. Later the same day, I just reached my endpoint for the day, which is page 52. I typically just try to read like 50 pages a day, just so I don't feel overwhelmed by reading. Like, I like to pace myself. If I read more, read more. But yeah, I'm on page 52 of Bunny, and still the intrigue's there. We do see Samantha in her first smut salon, which starts really with the other bunnies, kind of reciting poems or short stories in a very erotic sort of way, like they're given a performance. They claim this smut salon is supposed to kind of help draw inspiration to stories and whatnot, so that's interesting. But yeah, I don't know, the way Samantha describes them, like their pink and white skin, their white eyes, shiny hair, like it's like they're actually bunnies, like, so yeah. But I'm still liking it, and yeah, that's all for today, and I'll give more updates tomorrow. So it's the next day, and I have done quite a bit of reading, and now I'm on part 2 of Bunny, which puts me at page, I think, 120, 122. And I just have to say, what the hell is going on in this novel? Like, I'm gonna have to spoil a bit of this, but Samantha's invited to this, like, party the bunnies are throwing, and there's a bunch of guys there, and they're all named, like, after characters in classical novels, or this classical authors really themselves. And this guy who Samantha liked in high school shows up, and he starts saying stuff that Samantha said, like, in her story to the bunnies when she was invited to this mud salon. And it's kind of a bit weird because it's like exactly like how Samantha's describing this story, or yeah. But then he starts saying things, and it sounds like the bunnies are speaking through him, like what they think of Samantha and all of this, and maybe what Samantha thinks of herself, like a bunch of like negative qualities she sees in herself. Yeah, it's weird and it was interesting. But the weird part was the next day, when Samantha kind of changes. Like, I don't know how to describe it, but it's like, she wakes up and kind of forgets like all of the other girls' names when she's in the workshop. But she's given these pills, these drugs, and it's like kind of clouding her senses, putting it from over her. And yeah, it's like she's not actually there. Like, she has become part of the bunnies. Like, she's become of this part of this group. And that is interesting. Like, it is throughout the last like 20-30 pages of part 1, you experience the story the way Samantha's experienced it through this like filter on this, and it's really interesting and it's really flipping weird, because later they invite her to kind of be initiated into their own version of a workshop, where it seems like they're sacrificing actual bunnies to kind of like create these men, and sometimes the first try, well, isn't successful, and there's a few who tries to find to make the perfect man, and it's like, what is going on here? Like, it's weird, and yeah, and I'm intrigued. Yeah, I did like how we are seeing these events through Samantha's like vision, I guess, through her eyes, because it's like you feel almost like this is out of it, this is as high as she's feeling, and it's like a really good way of storytelling. I am so far liking this novel, and yeah, I do kind of feel sorry for Ava, who kind of is being neglected by Samantha. Like, Samantha wants me. Oh, Ava's kind of like, I guess, ghosting her or ignoring her. Samantha is choosing to really spend time with the bunnies. Like, yeah. So yeah, that is my updates today. For today, I'm just thinking, what is this novel? What is this? Like, I just love how how casually the other bunnies are speaking of this ritual, like it's not the first time like they've done it. It's like it's a normal Saturday night for them, almost like. So yeah. And that's all my updates for now, and I'll see you tomorrow. So it's the next day, and I have done more reading of Bunny. Now I'm on page 184, and I am liking this novel. When I read it this morning, and when I started part 2, Samantha was in with the bunnies, and it was really fripping weird. Like they were kind of like the way she was talking about like the way they would hang out. It's like they're separate parts of this one entity. Like she was like, oh we like she's talking like even when she's just referring to herself, it's like she's not only one person but a part of this thing, I guess. I don't know, it was really interesting. But then she kind of had a wake-up call, and yeah, like physically wake-up call. Not physically, but yeah, she had a wake-up call. I'm not gonna say more about it, but it's interesting now because something happened and she kind of seems to be out of the bunnies. I think this kind of explores like toxic female friendship, which is interesting. Like this is not a good group for them and a good group for her, and yeah. But it's also interesting seeing how Samantha goes kind of from one extreme to another extreme. Like the one and the extreme she starts off with is this grungy gothic girl who sees the city, this universities, and as something from a Lovecraftian tale. Like the way she described where she is, it's something like New Haven. Like she didn't mention something about, even when talking about the name of the city, so I was thinking of New Haven connected. So yeah. Which that's one extreme, and then she goes to the other extreme where she's like the sweet, preppy, like almost naive girl. Like she and Bunny's like they're afraid of going into the city because of how dangerous it is. It's like we're all such delicate beings. Like yeah, it was just really interesting. So yeah, I am intrigued. What the heck is this like ritual of like creating a man or something from a bunny? Like, but yeah, I'm not gonna say anything more about that because that does come up in the reading I did for today. So yeah. It's the next day, and I have done more reading, and now I'm on page 244 of Bunny, and Samantha's kind of dealing with what I think is like a bunch of a paranoia, where she's worried that the guy Ava is seeing, or I think was went to an apartment to is the bunny that went away, that he actually became a man. So yeah, she's worried about that, and the fact like he is telling Ava things that she wrote in old notebooks and whatnot. Like it's like she thinks he's feeding her mind when that's not the reason. It seems like he just found some old notebooks and he's kind of using them to his advantage. So yeah, and there's something weird about this guy, something off. That's like, I don't know, he seems to have different names and while communicating with him, so yeah, but so far it is interesting. When I am worried about Samantha in the sense like she is alone with Ava throughout this last bit of the book thing. So I don't know if like Ava's actually there, or if she's just like up in an imagination of Samantha's mind. So yeah, and yeah, my intrigue is still there, and I should probably be able to finish this tomorrow, so that's fun. But as you saw, I did get out of my house a bit. I just went to sorry for notification on my phone, sorry. But I just went to that park near my house just to walk a bit, just because I've been cooped up in here all week, so I'm like, losing it. But across the street from the park is a town's library, and I live on the edge of my town essentially, and it's kind of because of the layout of my town and the next town is just more convenient for me to go to the next town's library, so that's what I did. And also that library was across the street from the park. But there I did get a book. This is from the section where they sell books, and I got this for $2, and it's Otis and Her Split by S.A. Cosby. This is about this police chief who is a black man in this, I guess, predominantly white area, and a school teacher is killed by a former student, and the student was fatally shot by the chief's deputies, and there's just a lot of things going on, like when he tries to investigate it. So yeah, I did read Razorblade Tears by him last year, and I really enjoyed it. So when I saw this, I was like, why not? Like, I want to read more of his work. So yeah, and yeah, I'm not gonna show you how I try and get this plastic film off this book, because it never runs well for the book itself. Like, because there's a tape on the actual hardcover, I do damage the hardcover a bit. Like, so yeah, yeah, that's all for today. It's in fact the next evening. I wasn't able to update as I was finishing Bunny, which I have, and I am gonna give this a 4 stars. I'm trying to think of like what I can say, because I've already wrapped my thoughts on this book, but it was interesting. I think I mentioned this might be spoilery, but turns out one of the characters in this book was really like a fragment of Samantha's mind, like I suspected. Because like Samantha was lonely, she was part of this like all-female cohort, but she was like an outsider, and she thought she was just this lonely girl who didn't really have any friends, and she did build some connections, like with some friends, some people in like a poetry, like a cohort, but she wasn't part of that group. So it turns out she did event one of the characters, a friend from as one, apparently. So yeah, that was interesting, and it was also interesting seeing like how far our imagination will go, like how it's kind of split between, how it can split into 2 ways, like the part where it's just used for creativity, but the part that can kind of come into reality, like the part that stays fiction, the part that feels so real that you start thinking it's actually real. So yeah, I did enjoy it, and as you saw, I did go to New Haven coincidentally. I wasn't planning to do so for this vlog, but my mom had some work down there, and I decided why not join her. So yeah, I also had some things I had to do in the southern part of my state, but yeah, so yeah, I decided just to go for that. And this is the first, because when I was in home goods. My mom and I happened to pass by one. When you think of the books they might sell, you might think coffee table books. There was that, and also fiction books. And there, for $5, I picked up Legends and Lattes by Travis Baldry. I think you all know what this is about. This is a cozy fantasy of this, I think it's an orc that is like she's done with the battlefield. She wants to open up a coffee shop in this town where the residents have never heard of coffee, they don't know what it is, so yeah. I'm excited to read this when I eventually do. But yeah, that's the end of this vlog. If you enjoyed it, please give it a thumbs up. Leave a comment below telling me if you've read the bunny and why you thought of it. If you want to, please subscribe to this channel, and if you want to follow me on social media, all those links are in the down bar below. I'll see you guys next time I post a video. Bye.